Değerli izleyenler, Dubai'deyiz. Dünyanın en büyük gıda fuarı GULFOOD 2026'nın medya partneri olarak, HORECA TREND'i olarak Dubai'deyiz. Exhibition Center'dayız. Bu yıla özel fuar 2 destinasyonda gerçekleşiyor. Exhibition Center'da ve World Trade Center'da. GULFOOD'a özel röportaj serimize devam ediyoruz. Kaliforniya Ceviz Komisyonu standındayız. Çok değerli bir konuğumuz var, takdim etmek istiyorum. Kaliforniya Ceviz Komisyonu Başkanı Sayın Mr. Robert Verloop bizlerle birlikte. Mr. Robert Verloop, we are very pleased to welcome you to HORECA Trend.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
We are of the world's largest food exhibitions. Before we began, how do you evaluate GULFOOD this year? What does being part of this exhibition mean to you?
This year is phenomenal. This is my third year in attending. With the 2 locations, we were concerned that we weren't going to have the traffic here the way that we have in the past. And what we found actually is that people are spending more time talking to us, and we've had better and longer and deeper discussions. And we've also met a lot of people who in the past we wouldn't have talked to. So all in all, it's been an extremely positive experience.
Could you briefly tell us about the California Walnut Commission's activities both locally and globally?
Yeah, so the California Walnut Commission is a trade association that represents all of the growers and handlers, processors, sellers in California. We work on issues like marketing and advertising in actually 20 countries. We ship California walnuts to 80 countries around the world. We have many local agencies that help with educating consumers and then also trade representation.
We know that walnut production in California is largely carried by multi-generational family farms. Could you tell us a bit of this farming structure? What is the annual production volume and what are the key characteristics that differentiate California walnuts in the global market?
That's a great question, and we're really proud of the fact so many of our farms, our orchards, are family farms. And we actually have some family farms that are 6 generations. So 6 generations of farmers have had the same land. They take excellent care of the land, and there's a lot of tradition there. And for yourself and so many people that come to GULFOOD, tradition and family values are so important. And so that is what we would say is intrinsically part of what we deliver. The other part of that is that we're very careful about our quality and the condition of our walnuts. Many of our folks have been shipping internationally for a very long time. They know what the needs of the market are, and so they take extra special care to make sure that we export the best possible quality. This year, we will have almost 800,000 metric tons of walnuts that will be coming into the market. 63% of 63% of that comes into the market. The balance stays in the United States. So export markets are really important for us. The MENA region in particular is one that we see a lot of growth opportunities. Still in the development stage for a lot of areas, which is really exciting because these family farms are having the next generation coming on and they want to leave a business for their kids.
As a commission, what kind of work are you doing in the field of sustainability? How do issues such as water use, soil health, and carbon footprint factor into your agenda?
One of the things that's great about the California agriculture is that we're very conscious of our natural resources. For many years, we have been using conservative water conservation methods to make sure that we give the trees the water that they need, but we don't waste any water. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that walnut trees live productive lifespan of 45 years, and because of that, we sequester a lot of carbon in the soil, unlike so many other fruits and vegetables, because of the long lifespan. So we're actually a carbon contributor. We clean the air. And some people like to say that we actually manage forests of trees that also give us walnuts. So we're really proud of that, and we think we have a unique story to tell.
Climate change directly impacts agriculture. What kind of support do you provide to California growers to help them adopt to these changes?
Part of that is education, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of our farmers, our growers, are trained in universities where more and more we talk about sustainability and regenerative practices. And then we support that with annual seminars and discussions. And so there's always an opportunity to learn more and more natural ways to grow. So it's an ongoing educational process that we're engaged with. We do seminars, as I said. We do provide newsletters. Every time that we meet with growers, we re-emphasize the importance of being good stewards of the land. When it becomes part of your culture and your everyday practices, it's actually really easy to talk to growers about that.
What role do digital farming technologies such as smart irrigation systems and data-driven production practices play in walnut production in California?
No, that's a very good question. The irrigation systems have been managed for a very long time through a variety of technology tools that we have. Soil moisture monitoring. Often that information comes into a central computer that determines what part of the field needs more water or less. So there's a lot of techniques that we use in irrigation management. And then also when we are applying pesticides and materials like that, we only put enough on that is necessary to control insects, as an example. And that's done through some very careful monitoring that we have. We've got some really simple ways in technology also to make sure that we maintain healthy, what we call good bugs. And integrated pest management is a technology that helps us to balance the good bugs so they destroy the bad bugs. And we now have some more sophisticated technology to monitor the bugs when they come out. And we're very fortunate. California walnuts don't have a lot of problems with insects. When we have them, we try to control them quickly. And the technology that you're talking about helps us.
The areas of walnut usage are expanding. Beyond food, walnuts are also being used in sectors like cosmetics. Are there any new or innovative usage areas you are currently exploring?
Yeah, we continue to always explore different ways to eat a walnut. I'm almost a little embarrassed to say that in the United States, our per capita consumption is not near the level that it is in Turkey and other parts of the world. And so part of it is a cultural. It's not part of our everyday culture. Always during the holidays, people like to have walnuts. That's normal. And the older generation likes to bake with walnuts. But what we're starting to do is to introduce recipes and usage ideas, how to use all the health qualities of the walnut, how to use that in cooking and snacking. And so part of that is in education, part of that is new product development, and then I'm really proud of the fact that we're working with our retail partners to make sure that walnuts are better promoted and merchandised in the store. My biggest joy is the fact that we're starting to educate chefs on how to use walnuts in innovative ways on menus and in recipes, in stores and in catering and bakery. And there's a lot of new ways that we're introducing it. One of the ones that's easy and it's kind of exciting is walnuts mixed with water and then blended. You make actually a cream that is a non-dairy creamer that is a replacement for people that are sensitive to dairy. Something like that is unexpected because you wouldn't think that walnuts would make a good substitute, but it's actually excellent. And then the other area is walnut as a meat replacement. In the Middle East and in India, a lot of people like to eat vegetarian style meals. Well, the walnut meat is a perfect replacement for animal protein. You still get the protein, you get the taste, and you get the texture of a meat product. So all of this combines into just introducing the utilization, the utility of the walnut. It's frankly exciting. You mentioned cosmetics. I will tell you that in Korea, the walnut shell is finely ground and it's put into cosmetics for a skin scrub. We're also looking at a lot of other ways to use the walnut shell and the husk for nutritional purposes as well as medicinal, so medical, and then scrubs. And we got a lot of other things that we're really excited about that we want to introduce the next year or two.
The importance of walnuts in health and nutrition is being discussed more than ever, and digital media plays a big role in this awareness. Are you conducting any scientific research or public awareness initiatives in this area?
Yeah, and this is one of the things that the California industry is really proud of. Over the last 30 years, we've invested millions of dollars into health and nutrition research. I think we have published well over 220 scientifically reviewed articles from researchers that we fund, but we don't prescribe what we want for outcome. They are very, very well recognized for not influencing the research outcomes. And so today, walnuts are known for a lot of health properties, but today some of the new things that we're looking at is improvement in sleep, improvement in gut health, dementia. And one of the areas that's interesting that's really come to the forefront the last 2 years is that walnuts help in the reduction of colon cancer incidence. And we're in the early stages of that. It's really important because the younger generation today is having more problems with colon cancer. Some of our research is a little bit more towards the younger generation than what we would have seen in the past. And then also prenatal.
Yes.
Eating walnuts while mom is pregnant helps the babies, one, have lower incidence of allergens, but also make for healthier babies. Obviously, that's really important. We want to start everybody early on healthy habits, and walnuts are part of that healthy habit that we see. But in general, you know, omega-3 still continues to be what makes walnuts really, really unique. And that helps with inflation, it helps with brain health. Walnut is a complete health package. We're learning more and more about how that fits in and how to talk about that, because we're uncovering more goodness all the time.
Do you have any special projects or collaborations with chefs to increase the use of California walnuts in professional kitchens?
In professional kitchen, well, that's one of the areas that I'm really excited about. Is we have many educational programs for chefs to learn how to use it differently. And I'll tell you a story. Earlier this year, we brought chefs from all around the world to California during our harvest season. And one of our chefs was from Turkey. And as you know, in Turkey, walnuts are synonymous. People eat kilos of walnuts. And you would think that all of the different ways of eating and enjoying walnuts, it would happen in Turkey. One of the chefs actually told us that after we showed him all of these different ways to use it, he was thinking differently about walnuts. When you have somebody who has such a strong cultural tie with the walnuts, and even we can introduce new ideas to them, that just tells us we're on the right track. And so every country has unique relationship with the walnut, and chefs are the ones that often can educate consumers and others about the different uses and the different ideas. And so we're not just for dessert, we're not just for sprinkling it on salads, but we're part of all parts of the day, whether it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks. Walnuts in the afternoon help fill you up. We call the word in English satiety. That fullness helps hold you through dinner, but also prevents you from overeating. There are so many subtle things about the way that walnuts can be used in food service and culinary circles. And we work very closely with chefs organizations to do these trainings. We've had master classes. You know, sometimes it's about substituting, and I know in Turkey, a lot of people are substituting pistachios with walnuts, which is the traditional way of baklava. All of a sudden, people are coming back to traditional usage as well. So chefs enjoy that. They like the traditional feel.
What would be your key message about California walnuts to the food service professionals watching us today?
I think it's one, visit all the information that we have available for chefs, engage with our trade representatives to learn about all the upcoming classes and so on. But when it comes to the kitchen, feel free to experiment with walnuts. The walnut cream that I mentioned early is a very versatile tool that can be used in a lot of different ways that are exciting. And because it's so unique and different, we want to have people experiment with it. So don't be afraid to experiment with the California walnut. What's wonderful about the California walnut is it has a very sweet flavor. We think we have the right walnut. And the only thing that I'll say, and this is what we say to all of our consumers, is we just invite you to eat more walnuts in more ways, more often. It's good for your health. It's a great addition for flavor, texture, and aroma. And in fact, one of the things that we have that helps chefs is that we have a flavor wheel that talks about flavor and aroma and texture in ways like you kind of talk about wine in a lot of different descriptions. Well, we now have those descriptions for the walnut, and that helps chefs really think about how to apply that to their menu development and their culinary talents. So we have a lot of tools, and we invite everybody to participate and go to our website. You can take a look at that.
Thank you, Mr. Robert Verloop.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.